day. This place does bring back some pleasant memories of the old
I'm
world.
recording.
Was it not? Forgive me, sir. I feel a wave of nostalgia coming on. Hello there.
Excuse me.
Welcome back to the Centerfield Greenhouse. Can I help you with something? You get right to the point, don't you? Okay then, let's try to come to some sort of agreement. I heard about Lily stomping her power armor through the bleachers with a motorcycle engine strapped to it. Was it you that helped her?
This structure
Yep.
wasn't originally a greenhouse. In fact, the entire second story was collapsed in on the first. There was no actual second floor left. Mr. Dr. Pepper gathered his friends, and together we filled the entire first floor with soil from under the stadium foundation. The soil you're standing on goes all the way down to street level. You're in what is effectively a giant glass-covered flower pot. However, soil quality was very poor and incapable of sustaining the heavy turnover of carbon-fixed materials in the greenhouse today.
I've been working with materials from Vault 81, Brahmin dung, and standard fertilizer, but I really need industrial-strength soil interventions. That's where you come in. Are you up to hunting down large quantities of pre-war chemicals?
Sure.
That's wonderful news. I need you to find as much urea as possible to replenish the nitrogen content of my soil. It's big, heavy, and usually stored dry. Make sure you have enough space to carry it back when you find it. You should start your search in any chemical plants and warehouses, or even farms, particularly high production or poor soil quality farms.
Very heavy item. Okay. Yeah, that's why I got a companion with the pack horse. Pack mule.
It's quiet enough to hear the old gears spinning. But, Huh? Good day to you. You see, sir, beauty does still.
Let's try Abernathy Farm. And try Abernathy Farm. Inside. it's outside on that side. Okay. There. Death. She's unkillable. Okay, nothing there. I have a farm over here. Not marking the Finch farm as a possible location. Unmarked spots. I guess I haven't unlocked fast travel markers. Doesn't seem to like that spot either. This other spot's little super mutants.
Going to splatter you, let's get close, human!
I think for them, ballistic is better. Well, he's got some good armor on. Super mutant Shogun body armor. Some good body armor for a super mutant. They're usually tough, but that one extra.
Oh my, the poor souls.
There we go. Found it there. This is worth the trip to check out if that spot had it.
Sir?
I don't know, Babs. I don't see it anywhere in here. You sure you didn't leave it in one of the other corners?
Yes, it's gotta be in here somewhere. Just keep looking. I swear sometimes these vines grow too fast to keep up.
I am looking, sis. And this is the second time this month this has happened. You gotta learn to keep better track of these things.
Did you try between the brain fungus and the blight over there on the
Get
left?
better track.
There's a place on the rocks I usually put the supplements.
You check it. I ain't getting nowhere near that creepy glowing green brain of yours. Ugh. I swear that thing's looking at me.
It can't hurt you, Lily. It's just a highly evolved species of Gyromitra esculenta that coordinates supplement distribution in the greenhouse. Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, there was a ring on it. Look for the reflection of the luminescence off the metal.
Supplements. Right. You know how messed up this is?
I know I left it down here somewhere.
Hey,
You're back. Can I safely assume that large pre-war drum you brought with you is the urea I asked for? Excellent. This is integral to proper conditioning of the soil. Here's your payment. I still have more work if you're interested.
Oh, Lily, one last thing before you go. I got word of another chemical supply, and I need someone with some experience to get it for me. Lenny said he came across some anhydrous ammonia while picking through Cambridge Mass Chemical in the loading bay. This is an important one, that's why I'm asking you. My plants go through a lot of nitrogen, and this would take care of them for over a year. It's going to be liquid, and you don't want to spill it on yourself. I don't know how big or what shape the tank will be, though.
Lenny, huh? He's probably sold that tip to 5 other people by now. That guy's slimier than a bog ghoul.
Yeah, undoubtedly. It wouldn't be the first time you met another courier at the same hall, both working on the same tip from Lenny. But we've never had problems with batch chemicals. I can't imagine there's that many people interested in anhydrous ammonia. Well, maybe extra smart raiders making chems, but Lenny isn't exactly brave enough to deal with that sort. He's afraid of Mr. Sphincter, after all.
I'd ask you what it does, but I can barely pronounce it. Cambridge, huh? Yeah, that's not far. I can go scout it out first, see what I'm dealing with. It'll be easier than lugging a Brahmin or my power armor all the way over there. Sure, I can handle it, after I do a favor for Rizzo. He got a message to me through Lucas. Said something about dogs needing cats? It was hard to understand. You know how Adam cats talk.
Yes, of course, a few days doesn't matter. So Rizzo needs a favor, huh? He's got you wrapped around his little finger.
Hey now, that's my man you're talking about. Nobody disrespects him. Except me. And only to you. We don't see each other as often as we'd like since I moved back here. Now it's just when I do power armor runs for the sheriff every couple of weeks.
I'm just teasing you, Lily. Of course you should go see what Rizzo needs. They're all the way out in the middle of nowhere by themselves. You can't just choose who you love. You could be wrapped around the finger of a jerk, but you've at least got Rizzo. There are lots of girls in Diamond City who would walk over coals to call him theirs, but he's yours. Oh, speaking of Adam Cat Desirables, Lenny said to tell you he saw a motorcycle in the loading bay at Mass Chemical, too.
Another bike? Hot damn! That's 2 back to back. I mean, yeah, this won't be new, but if it's intact, there's some good pickings. Well, now I'm gonna have to go check out what Rizzo wants extra fast, so I can get over there and strip down that bike. And I know just the person to help me. What do you say? Want to come with me to make some caps and meet some of the coolest customers in the Commonwealth? Awesome! You get to meet the gang, you know.
Ride
I'm
the
gonna go
bike,
get my gear
drive
together.
it.
Come see me at my room when you're ready. Oh, and Babs,
Yes, Lily?
I found your severed head. Here you go.
Great! Thanks, Lily. That would have started smelling pretty awful in another day or so. Good luck out there. Be careful. Word is Quincy's gunners are pretty well dug in by now.
Once you start doing stuff with him and you get more to do and can unlock the story.
Here to trade, relax, or do you have some questions?
Hey there.
Hey, got your gear? Ready to head out to Coolville? Good. I can't tell you how glad I am to have some company on this haul. Usually it's just me and my Brahmin, Large Marge, on power armor transport. Yeah, she's not very good conversation. And then there's a chronic mild dysentery. Poor girl's had the shits for years now. You can imagine the showers and the bleach isn't nice when I get back from doing runs with her atomic-grade diarrhea. Runs! I'm funny. Anyway, give me a sec. Let me slide into the ride. All right, let's get going.
Hello there. The black and white here.
Oh, now I'll just travel north and get Lily to the Atom Cat's garage. Helps if I go the right way. Switch over to energy weapon. No boy in that fridge. Should do that. Boy in the fridge quest.
I hope that hunk of junk makes to the finish.
Oh, I'm gonna make it to
Hey,
the
Riz.
finish. And,
Rizzo.
and all the way around the planet. And back again before you even get there.
All right, get into
Well,
the
damn, babe. Took you a while, but I'm glad you came. So what's been up with my main girl?
Main girl, huh? Better be your only girl or I'll put your nuts under an angle grinder, you hear?
See, that's why I dig on you, Lily. You're all hard, but still down for a fight. So, who's this sucker you got dragging around the joint?
Yeah. Well, my next run for Bob also has an old motorcycle in the same building. I brought some help so we can wrap this up quick. Don't want anyone else getting their rat claws on a motorcycle before I have a chance to strip it down, you know? Oh, speaking of which, my friend here helped me get a piece of pre-war Americana that's gonna turn Zeke greener than a glowing one. You know that motor at the Quavega plant that Zeke's been eyeing since he was a kid?
Oh, shit. I know that look. You did something risky, didn't you?
Mm-hmm, sure did. Keep it on the down low until I can tell him myself, though.
Okay, putting in work. I see you. Just make sure I'm there when you tell Zeke. It should be funny as hell to watch.
Ah, there'll be plenty of time to get under his skin later, babe. Let's get back to business. What is this Lucas was saying about cats and dogs?
Right. Sorry, I'm just happy to see you is all. So Juke had his ear to the ground and caught wind of something when he was out scavenging. It's some real bad shit, worse than usual. I go handle myself, but I need to be here in case the gunners start crawling up our asses. I need you to do me this solid, please.
Oh, of course, hon. What is it? You just name it.
Those fucking raiders got themselves a dogfighting ring.
A dog fighting ring?
Those bastards are making those dogs kill themselves for kicks. I need you to go solve this problem for me, babe.
Ooh, those motherfuckers. Where the fuck are they? I'm gonna rip their heads off and shit down their necks. I'm gonna stomp a giant mud hole in their asses and walk it dry. Holy shit. How could... I don't... Where are they? Calm down. Calm down. I'll calm down when those fuckers are all dead. No more talk. Give me your 12-gauge rounds, Rizzo. Where the fuck are they?
Well, if I had a name, it went the way of the bombs. I do know it's in Lexington. Some bar under an old apartment building. Take what you can carry. I got plenty of slugs here to keep the gunners dancing for me. But watch your back and light their asses up for me one time.
We're moving out right away. We got doggos that need help. Are you coming or not?
I wonder what they're doing. Racing,
Hi.
I suppose?
I'm in no mood to talk. Let's get those doggos first.
Certainly a rare find these days.
Let's make sure this works. Sometimes a lot of mods like to use this door I'm going to go through. Sometimes they'll conflict. I don't think any of my newer mods will, but you never know.
Got it.
Okay, so this is the interior that needs to be there for this quest.
Mr. J, I imagine this place.
See what we have here. Not another step. We'll let you through for 500 gas.
No more talk.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we're talking.
I got something in my eye. Motherfucker! Who runs this joint? Where the fuck are you?
Oh shit, this ain't good.
You! You're the one! Get over here! Oh god, you are so fucking dead! You hear me? I said get over here! Bitch, you're gonna hold still while I'm killing you!
I swear, I didn't do nothing.
Didn't do nothing? That's not what this looks like to me, asshole. Think killing dogs is some sort of fun sport? Do you, motherfucker? Well, I got a new game we can try. It's called Kill the Douchebag.
Look, pal, you gotta do something. This bitch is crazy.
Shut up! I'm not done telling you how we play my game. Get in the cage, bitch!
No, I'm sorry. I'll do anything. Please don't. Don't make me get in there.
No? Did you really just tell the person with the gun on you no? What sort of stable genius are you?
Please. I had to get by somehow. I didn't want to do this, but I had no choice. Don't kill me, please.
Well, it is tough times out there. Everyone just trying to get by. Folks got no choice. I hear that. Hey, I've been in similar situations myself. You know, well, I'll tell you a little secret. I used to be a raider like yourself. Till I took a shotgun shell to the knee.
What? Really? You were?
Wait. No. No, I was wrong. That was you I was thinking of.
Sure.
Ah! My leg! Motherfucker, you shot me in the leg!
Oh no, bummer. That looks like it hurts pretty bad. You okay? You got more limbs. Well, what a coincidence. I got more ammo. Get in that cage. Now.
Okay, don't shoot. I'm going.
That's why I didn't shoot him. Let Lily deal with him.
Man, fuck this! I'm out! Get off me! My leg!
Good riddance, asshole. All right, now let's spring these doggos.
Bye.
I'm in no mood to talk. Let's get those doggos first. Oh, puppas! Come here, sweeties. Let me give you a good scritch. Look at those wiggle butts. They're so happy. Now, which good boys want a forever home, huh? All of yous? I got a place for you all to be silly dogs. Lots of my friends to love you babies forever. Let's get these guys back to the Atom Cat's garage. It's gonna be a hike, but, they're worth it. Our gang just got a lot bigger.
think this is a common sight these days?
All those dogs.
Some would even call this
Okay.
Yes.
Now this time I can just go straight there.
Hey, babe! Guess who's back with some happy puppers?
Damn, Lily. Y'all really handled it. Look at them all. We're gonna get these little monsters right, best believe that. I won't lie to you. You had me a little shook. There were a whole lot of raiders out that way.
There wasn't any stopping me on this, and you knew it. That's why you asked me.
Damn straight. We're gonna give these guys a good home. Warm beds, a decent meal, the whole shebang. Can you dig it?
Aw, you're a saint, hun. That's why I brought him back here. That, and we can't have him shitting all over the bleachers. I'll admit, I probably wouldn't have made it back without my new friend here. Got pretty hairy down at the ring. Real tight quarters.
Well, if that's how it is, you should give Zeke a holler. We're always looking for new cats down for the cause. Guys gonna chill for a sec before heading back out? It's been a hot minute since I seen you, babe.
Normally I would. You know that. But I gotta get that motorcycle at Mass Chem before anyone else can strip it. I know the scabber that Bob told about it. He's a greaseball, with a big mouth to boot. Guarantee he sold that tip to a few other people already. But then, you know, I got another PA run to make for the sheriff when I'm done with that, so I'll be back in a couple of days. I'll even stay a few nights, okay?
I got you. I'll be here doing what I do best. Watch your back out there.
I'm gonna get going back to Diamond City, hose the blood off my power armor. Swing by there and I'll have your caps waiting.
Ah, safety. Certainly a rare find these days.
Okay, rescued the dogs. Now to mission I was doing with her.
Ah, there you are. Look, I can't thank you enough for your help with the dogs. People like you are rare in this world. We also got to talking, and we wondered if you wanted to swing by the left field for dinner tonight. Get some free food, get to know the gang a little. Nothing fancy, DP's just making some razor grain spaghetti. But after the whole dog thing, you're eating for free tonight. We're pretty loose here, so show up if you're interested. Don't if not. 6:30 tonight at the diner, okay?
Hello again. Good to see you. So, welcome to our, well, whatever you want to call this little weekly thing we have going on here. We just call it dinner night. I do have to say, DP outdid himself this time with this setting. It's usually just the four of us at a booth. Mom's spaghetti smells amazing. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess it kind of started as a bored DP talking to me while I ate and he swept the floors after dinner in the evening. Like a lot of Bleacher's family things in here go, it didn't really start in earnest until Lily swept into this place on our lives. That's one way to put it. Yeah, she's something else, isn't she? She grew up in Diamond City with Zeke and DP. I'm sure she told you that already. But the Bleachers district didn't exist back then. Nobody had been in this area of Diamond City in almost 2 centuries until DP chased that cat in here. So Lily's really taken the bleachers to heart. Between runs, more often than not, she's cleaning the place and making it into a home. But I digress. Guess I'm just saying Lily makes sure these dinners happen and we're glad for it. She says there's nothing like the family you choose. Even got it in her head to invite the sheriff one day as a joke. And she showed up. She almost never says anything, but she keeps coming. Huh. Uh-huh. We never expected her to show. DP even had to scramble to get a place set. The look on Lily's face was priceless. Total shock. I'm glad she did show up, though. We had been trying to crack that ice for a while by then, and she's not the friendliest person in the Commonwealth. The sheriff isn't the type for idle chat, even on these nights, but I can see she values them as much as the rest of us, or she wouldn't keep coming. Quite the contrary, it helps her maintain an effective force. She's very respected by her troops and a brilliant strategist. She was born and raised Brotherhood of Steel, educated and trained in the pre-war military academy tradition, if what I heard is true. She didn't see eye to eye with some of their more authoritarian tendencies, and tried to help a town that had water filter tech the gunners wanted. I'm told her squad repelled them, but she lost her whole arm, 4 knights, and some civilian militia by the time it was over. It was very intense. Costly victory for no strategic gain is the gist of what the Brotherhood of Steel had to say about her decision. She told me herself they made her a scribe and refused to replace the arm. That's not the half of it. Her entire squad got punished too, every last one of them, bumped down to scribes, for saving some innocent lives. So they did what any principled and strategically minded squad would do in that situation. Loaded 2 vertibirds up with a small plasma arsenal and over a dozen full T-60 power armor units in the middle of the night and deserted the Brotherhood of Steel. Yep. They stayed under the Brotherhood of Steel radar until they were able to locate the Outcasts, a faction of ex-Brotherhood knights who also weren't fans of fascism. She gave them the vertibirds, they gave her an arm, and her squad a home and a purpose again. It was a win-win. You mean what happened to the dozen or so T-60s she took with her, right? That's some pretty valuable cargo. That gets into how she and the power armor ended up here. That's a long story for another time, and not a particularly happy one. Anyway, Lily told me about how you guys went out and saved those dogs. That's pretty amazing anyone would do that in this day and age. People barely help each other, much less dogs. It makes me glad to know they'll be running around the Atom Cat's garage now. Speaking of doing odd jobs for people, I had a chance to analyze some soil test results, and I've got some work if you're still interested. I'd normally send Lily, but she'll be on that ammonia run that has that motorcycle salvage at the loading dock of Mass Chem we mentioned earlier. We can talk about it after dinner. It's good you showed up when you did. I'd rather not lean so heavily on Lily for my transport jobs. She spends a lot of time on the road already. Good evening, Sheriff. Can I safely assume Lily pestered you today while on duty to tell you about our guest of honor here?
She wouldn't be Lily if she hadn't.
Yes. Well, this is the person that helped her with that motorcycle and the dogs in that story she's no doubt told you a dozen times by now. Yes. Well, DP has cooked up something special tonight, as you can see. We've got razor green spaghetti, tato sauce, and warm bread.
I'm sure it will be fine.
So, did you get a chance to see Dr. Scara about your shoulder? You mentioned the adduction was slower than usual last week.
Yes.
And?
And what?
And what was the problem? Was she able to fix it?
Yes. We hunted down an assaultron, quartered it with a ripper, and I replaced the glenohumeral joint entirely.
That's, good, I suppose.
The gunner squad it came from would argue, if they were still alive.
I assume they didn't just want to give a perfectly functional assaultron to a stranger for free, did they?
You don't ask gunners.
Good point.
Yes.
Did you read Piper's article about McDonough?
Yes.
And?
And what?
And what do you think of it? Do you think he's a simp?
Hard to say. Maybe.
Dr. Pensky told me never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Do you think one can be so witless that their unwitting cooperation is so gross and negligent that it can appear to be collusion to an outsider?
Or incompetence.
Well, yes. In this case, incompetence would apply too. I suppose it is possible the Witless can be such an unwitting puppet of a hostile power that it can appear like full cooperation.
Witless, huh? Let me guess which stable genius in a tan suit we're talking about here. How's it hanging, bleacher creatures? Oh man, that's gonna be some good dinner. Hey there! Hey, I'm glad you made it out here tonight. Wasn't sure you'd be up for it, since it's such a long haul back from the Atom Cat's garage.
You'd be the first.
We spend the last how many years trying to get you to voluntarily open your mouth, and once you do, it's to knock me? Damn.
At any rate, yes, Lily, we were talking about Piper's article on McDonough.
That overgrown windbag's a sin, I'm telling you. Or wandering around, doing exactly jack shit up there all day, talking about how busy he is. Unbelievable. You know it's true, Sheriff. You've seen it. I tell you what, why don't you march up there in your power armor and throw him off the balcony? Do us all a favor.
We've been over this, Lily.
Every week we do this, sis. You know what she's gonna tell you.
Yeah, I know. She doesn't do military coups.
He hasn't actually committed any crimes. It's up to us at the ballot box.
Or, you know, in the dead of night with a sharp blade across the throat?
Then we're no better than the Brotherhood.
It's not that easy, and you know it. The sheriff can't just go in there and do what she wants. He's got rights until it's proven he's a synth.
Ooh, it makes me so mad. He's not just doing nothing. He's standing in the way of anyone else trying to do something.
Temper?
Well, what happens when it's one of us that gets kidnapped, huh? What in the goddamn hell does the Institute want with us anyway?
Scared, confused, angry, hostile, suspicious, whatever they're feeling about it at the particular time. It's not good.
You're the scientist. Why the hell are they replacing us? This obviously isn't a PR campaign. We just end up hating them and synths more. They can swarm over this city at any friggin' time with those fucking toasters of theirs, and McDonough will probably open the door for them. Makes no goddamn sense.
I agree, they make no sense. I can't figure out a motivation that squares with the actions they take as a whole. Neither can the sheriff. It's almost like the kidnappings were a poorly thought out plot device wedged into a nebulous story by someone who thought it would just work. It would be comical if they weren't an existential threat.
You must be new here. Let me clarify. Just about everyone in the Commonwealth knows what they're responsible for, which is the primary reason we've been monitored.
That's enough.
Of course. That was careless of me. Apologies. As you just heard, I'm not at liberty to discuss Plan B. The less you know, the safer you are from the Institute.
You know, I heard they got a brain sucker device. Suck what you know right out of there. Read it like a book.
I said that's enough.
Button it up now, Lily.
Right now, we've got to stick to Piper's unofficial strategy. We delegitimize McDonough and then get him out of office.
God damn it! But we gotta do something!
What Piper did put time on our side. Every day that goes by, more people think he's a synth, and the less support he has. If the election were today, he'd lose. We've just got to keep the pressure on. Keep pushing for action and answers on those kidnappings.
Did your child go missing, ma'am? I'm sorry about that, but I'm far too busy to talk. I'm the mayor, you know, but you have my thoughts and prayers.
Hey, DP! Hey, this dinner smells amazing. DP here? He does a killer mayor impersonation.
Citizens of Diamond City, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, humans and synths. My Institute programmers would like me to run a rebuttal software routine and offer a simulated response to Piper's unfounded accusations. And I promise you I will, the moment it finishes loading, which should be any sec. Ladies and gentlemen of Diamond City, the Institute would like me to I would like to say a few things regarding these rumors. My fellow human beings, of which I am definitely one. Since being elected, despite all of my words, actions, policies, thoughts, and decisions, I assure you, people of Name of City, I am not a level 5 Institute synth operative with special 4B clearance due to extreme depth of infiltration. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm far too busy doing things that human beings do to do my job and search for missing citizens. I'm the human mayor, after all. End of file. So I heard you guys over here talking about the jackass. Figured we could use a laugh. So yeah, thanks for coming out again, my friends. It's amazing how you always manage to show up for free food. Tonight, we got mom spaghetti, guaranteed to cure weak knees, heavy arms, and sweaty palms. Careful though, it may stain your shirt. I baked a well-timed batch of fresh hot bread just for dinner. But the tater sauce tonight is something special I worked on just for the occasion.
I gotta tell you, DP, I have never seen a spread like this. You went all out. Looks like the table the companions have in your Vasker Hall in Whiterun.
The what now?
Huh?
Yeah, what you just said. The what, a where? Who?
I didn't say nothing.
But you... I mean, I could swear you just said...
Better get your hearing checked, DP. Told you I ain't said nothing. You were gonna tell us about dinner tonight?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The sauce. Of course. I started with the potato base, of course. But Bob took me through the upper floor of a greenhouse and let me have that.
Nice!
Oh, it didn't end there, Lily. You know how Wellingham's always got some new spice he's going on about? Or a new dish he wants to try?
I remember hauling a bag of behemoth nuts in my power armor for him, so he could make his great green oysters dish.
It's called a scrotum, sis.
Ew, what the fuck? We're about to eat!
Sorry, just trying to help.
Yeah, I bet. Anyway, tell us about the sauce, DP. Where's Wellingham come into this?
Behemoth scrotum.
God damn it!
You know, now that you mention it, Lily, it is kind of a strangely specific ingredient for a dish.
You see? I'm not the only one who thinks behemoth scrotum is a weird item to have to haul.
Huh? What is?
The behemoth scrotum... Oh, motherfucker! Great! Just great. Now I'm saying it.
Alright. Where were we? Oh yeah. So Wellham's always gone on about the crushed red pepper that Latimer got him a few months ago. So I figured this was a good occasion as any to borrow it. Permanently. Without asking.
My man!
Bob brings one of her
neodymium iron boron.
That was my next guess. Anyway, it's a strong-ass magnet.
Do I, wanna know what sort of strange blood-eating plant things you create with powerful magnets in that greenhouse of yours?
Hardly. It's to condense iron-rich microbeads coated with high avidity molecules based on specific application. Generally, I use it to isolate, purify, and concentrate cellular fractions without the need for larger equipment and refrigeration units.
You know, I heard that people in other parts of the world spoke other languages, but I ain't never heard them. Not till you moved here with that technical babble, and then the sheriff shows up with that Latin stuff.
Scientia ipsa potentia est.
I don't try to understand neither, Lily. Anyway, she puts this thing on Wellingham's head. He immediately goes haywire. Tripped his Mr. Gutsy switch. But since he's got the wrong hardware, he basically just started screaming, "Communists!" and spraying everyone down with his dishwasher jet. Ann Codman runs out of that little corral of a restaurant screaming her head off. And of course that dunce husband of hers runs after her. And since it's the Codmans, every security guard is more concerned with kissing her ass and helping than figuring out what's wrong with Wellingham.
Typical.
You're telling me. I've been saying it since I saw his mother drop him on his head. That Danny Sullivan kid is as useless as tits on a synth. Long story short, it was just us and a neutered Mr. Gutsy up there after a few seconds. I stuffed some spices into my jacket. Bob grabbed us a recipe box, and we're out of there. Real smooth. I hope. Well, will probably be okay. Last I saw he was asking random strangers to enlist in the army.
Hell yeah! Score one more for the bleachers!
Thanks. I try. As I was saying, we got some extra kick in the sauce tonight with that pepper. I got some cloves, molasses, and cinnamon too. So the honey tonight is going to be unlike anything we ever had before. Make sure you get some of that on the bread too.
Really? Now this I'm interested in hearing.
Well, you know ghouls used to live in Diamond City before McDipshit kicked them out, right?
It was an extremely short-sighted maneuver. They possess immeasurable knowledge and experience. We could benefit from their wisdom.
I agree. I've never been able to talk to more than two in my life. It's amazing what they have to say if you just listen. Scapegoating a fringe minority is a time-honored tradition of weak politicians everywhere, DP. Of course I remember.
So I still keep in touch with a few through Doc Weathers. They moved to a big swimming pool facility one of them knew from before the war. The building was in pretty good shape, so they stayed in that and they farmed some of the best tarberries I've ever tasted out of the pool. Lily here would know who he was. Remember Wiseman and his buddies?
Sure do. You know, looking back, it doesn't surprise me he went his own way instead of heading the good neighbor with the rest of the ghouls.
Yeah, me either. He had his own ideas of what to do after McDipshit took office, and getting pissed off didn't seem to be one of them. Anyway, the short version of that story is the honey has some tarberry juice in it along with the rest of the spices. I think you'll like it.
That sounds delicious, DP. Thanks for going to so much trouble.
Hey, this is a happy occasion. We got a lot of doggos a new home, and these two got rid of a few more raiders. And don't forget the spices we got. Speaking of raiders, is it true what Lily said? Pop that fucker in the knee and let the dogs finish him off? Damn! Very impressive, Lily. I knew you were crazy, but I didn't know just how crazy you were. I'm glad you did it. Even more glad you're on our side.
We punched the fuck out of their tickets so hard, their ghosts have gunshot wounds and their cleaned out ghost clocks on their fixed little red wagons.
Ah, that's my girl.
And Sheriff, you'll be proud to know that axe you gave me?
Tomahawk.
Thanks for noticing. Anyway, you'll be happy to know that thing can open a raider's brain case easier than it can open a melon.
Yes, I know.
Fine. Fine. DP's being friendly. DP, how's that thing that makes Nuka-Cola from those big weird bags you got coming? Well, what's it called? The soda whatever?
Fountain. Soda fountain. Well, it's looking pretty good, I think. I'm trying to get a handle on what parts I have and still need. Problem is, all the folks who knew how it worked are long dead. So I'm teaching myself as I go along, which makes it slow.
So it takes the stuff in that bag, mixes it with some of Bob's water, and gives it bubbles? All on the spot, right?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. Got a few invoices telling me where more of the syrup is, but it's way over in Nuka World, surrounded by assholes with tiny dicks and big guns. So it makes sense to actually get the machine up and running, and able to use the stock I got on hand before paying someone to get more.
I think that sounds like a nice addition to the diner.
Yeah, it is. In more ways than one. I don't have to worry about a steady supply of sealed bottles now. One way or another, the supply of bottles in the area is going to dry up eventually, which just leaves me high and dry with no stock. But if nobody's touched what's at the factory, and the invoices are right, that's enough soda for years and years.
I don't know, that sounds like an awful lot of those bags.
It is, but not as much as you'd think. We ain't trying to feed a stadium during playoffs no more. But the sips who filled the order were. There's a lot fewer of us now, and I got a good handle on how many bottles I need a week to keep this place running. Trust me, Lil, there's enough to keep this place running for the rest of our lives.
Well, that sounds like some great news for the bleachers in general. Gonna upset Wellingham something fierce.
Codman's gonna get her ass in a twist, too. Upper stands, just some white picket fence. Anyway, what are we waiting for? Come on, guys, let's eat.
Now that is the best plan I've heard all day. What a day it's been. Sorry about that. We don't mean to cut you out or anything, so dig in. I hope you like it. I ain't seen anywhere serving spaghetti, much less mom's spaghetti. All the same, I wanted you to know we're not ignoring you there.
So what brings you to Diamond City? That Pip-Boy of yours is hard to miss, so I've got to ask if you're from a vault like me. Yes. Yes, I would. Vault Tech did all sorts of unethical and even brutal experiments on their vault residents from what I've pieced together. My vault got lucky. As far as I know, they just gave my ancestors the deal they signed up for. It's no surprise at all you were cryogenically frozen. It's a small miracle you're still alive and weren't ground up into food for other residents or some other twisted social experiment. As for your son, that's just what the Institute does. They kidnap us, usually to replace us with a synth, for no logical purpose I can deduce.
There is no unifying strategic goal which can be deduced from their actions. It is puzzling.
All the same, I'm sorry to hear about your son. I hope you find him.
You get a chance to look at that motor you nabbed yet, Lily? Does it look like it still works?
Oh man, DP, it was better than that. The thing's never had anything in it but the factory finishing grease. They stored it dry in that case. There isn't a single bit of wear or tarnish on it. I just gotta find a frame and wheels pretty enough for that beauty and it's ready to roll.
Now you're talking. All the Matic cats are gonna be green with envy.
I asked Rizzo not to tell him. I want to be there to see the look on Zeke's face when he hears I scored the big one finally.
I ain't never seen a working vehicle yet. You be sure to let me know when you take it out for the first time. I want to be there.
You know, I wish I could drive it out there to the cats, but that bike makes me a loud target for snipers and steel cable traps at neck level. If you know what I mean. They're gonna cut my fucking head off. Gotta stay inside the fence for now, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from having fun and taking you all for rides.
That sounds like fun, once you get good control of that contraption, I mean. Remember, you've never driven one before. I'd think before taking the new one out, you can probably expect to crash a few times before you get the hang of it.
Oh, wow. You know, I never thought of that, Bob. You're right. I'm gonna treat the new merch like the jewel it is. At the same time, it means I gotta wait until the rest of the scrap one comes together. Good thing there's one at the Mass Chem Hall, huh?
Indeed. Just be careful out there. It's super mutant and raider turf.
No sweat. I'm packing light and just checking out the place for this first trip since we got no idea how big this thing is. I'll stay out of sight. You said that Lenny Greaseball sold you the tip about this haul and the bike, right?
Yes. His tips have been reliable so far. I agree, I don't trust him, but it's not in his best interest to sell bad tips if he wants repeat business. On the other hand, he's probably sold the information to other parties too. You've seen it happen before. Don't waste too much time getting there.
No worries. It's the first place I'm going after I wake up tomorrow. Then I'll go back with the right rig for it. I should beat anyone to the score. You guys all heard about what the Institute did at the Slocum's Joe in Lexington, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course you know. There'd always been some folks living out of there in the basement. You'd have to be blind not to see them coming and going. No big deal, right? Well, not too long ago, the Institute marched their toasters into the place and wiped them out. They parked their asses in there and ain't moved since. It's weird, right? I mean, what the hell does the Institute want with a bunch of scavengers in a burnt-out coffee shop anyway?
Lucky you didn't get caught and have your head drilled out for the info.
Nah, I was on the freeway overpass to the south. Had to pop a few Raider melons to get the view, but hey, it sucks to be a Raider, you know? Anyway, I wasn't ever within 3 miles of them, and didn't need to be. They wiped that place out. Dead cold.
That's awful. Has anyone heard what they're doing there? Were they looking for something?
No, there, weren't any survivors to tell anyone. I'm really worried about the Atom Cats now. All the way out there by themselves. Between the Gunners in Quincy and the Institute in University Point, they're pretty well cut off from everyone non-asshole in the Commonwealth.
We need to find out what they were after at that Slocum's Joe. It could be important.
I already told you we got no issues with Rizzo moving in with you. If something happens to Zeke and his crew, tell them they can come here. Let them know we'll put them up in the storeroom for a bit if nothing else. We got enough hammocks for them all.
Thanks, DP. I'll let them know. I'm sure they can handle themselves against the Gunners. But the Institute? I just don't know. There's so many.
Speaking of Zeke and folks who grew up in Diamond City, Lil, you remember me telling you how some Raider gangs took over Nuka World?
Yeah, of course. Seems it's all the couriers from out west can talk about lately. What about those jokers?
One of them gangs is headed up by some folks we both know. Remember Lizzie, Bill, and Mags?
No way.
Way. Carla remembered them from years ago when she heard about it. So she made it a point to tell Polly, who made it a point to tell me. I grew up and went to school with Mags and Billy. You ain't never met two bigger spoiled assholes in your life. Lizzie was more your age, right?
Yeah. She was a sharp one. She always got the best grades in the class, but she knew it. Made for a serious attitude problem. I remember it like it was yesterday. She kept getting bored and causing trouble, so Professor Scara took her out of school and into the lab. All Lizzie did with that training was make high-grade chems and get blasted on them. Too bad, really. What a waste. Mags, too. She used to babysit me before she turned into an asshole. I mean, she was an asshole back then, too, but nobody cared because we were kids.
Professor Scara told me about her once. That was her assessment as well. Lizzie could have done some truly great things, but had some serious demons.
Did she tell you why the three of them ain't in Diamond City no more?
She didn't mention that, no.
You see, these kids were upper stands kids. Their families had money. It's just that Mags and Billy thought it was their money too. But the parents weren't dying fast enough. So they got tied up in some organized crime they couldn't handle. A lot like Nelson Latimer. I'm assuming it had to do with chems, because they brought Lizzie in on it too. Lily wasn't lying about that girl being smart as fuck. Suffice to say, they got cut a lot of slack for a long time because of the family names. But eventually it got larger than even they could contain. You do gang business inside the city walls, and someone's gonna get killed. Except this time was an innocent girl named April.
April and me, we were good friends. I'd have killed those three on the spot if security hadn't gotten to them first.
I believe it.
She's not kidding, Bob. They literally had to put Lily in a holding cell for their protection. I saw it all. It took 3 guards to hold it down. Anyway, it seems Cap's by justice in the wasteland too, because these kids got exiled instead of rotting inside a jail cell. They kept Lily locked up for a fucking week to give those three enough of a head start that she couldn't track him down and kill him. So much for Commonwealth justice.
Wasn't long enough of a head start. I know where they are. Now.
Yeah, at the head of a gang big enough to take and hold Nuka World. Patience, Lil. If that gang doesn't eat him alive, you will one day.
You goddamn fucking right I'll eat them alive for what they did to April. I'll be the last fucking thing those assholes see.
Ha! Hey, shoot Billy in the nuts for me while I can still feel it, could you?
Now there's a thought I can get behind.
You make a decision yet about taking over responsibility for that shit shack of a greenhouse across from Cronin's place down on the field, Bob?
I have, yes. I was flattered Geneva asked me to handle it, but I took some soil samples down there. It didn't look good.
But to be more accurate, after generations of growing the same crop and being sprayed down with the swill that Kowalski calls water, it's hopeless. There's nothing safe about that soil or anything that would leach into it from the immediate area. The place is completely contaminated.
Yikes! Me and Lily grew up eating that grub. Makes me glad I import from Abernathy Farm for the diner. Turning over the soil won't help none, huh?
Not really, given the surrounding soil and the continued use of Sheng's poison. The new topsoil layer, if not already contaminated, soon would be. I just don't have the time to rehabilitate that place. I'm not sure if I want to expose myself to that kind of radiation cleaning it up, either.
Well, I wish the city good luck with that place. I, for one, was very glad you moved into the bleachers. That news just makes me even more glad.
Thanks, DP. It's too bad, really, but my own work is far more important to feeding the entire Commonwealth. I can't lose sight of the larger goal.
People like you are gonna help bring us out of this McDonough Dark Ages we're in.
That's for sure. Hey, you got like some sort of giant mega brain or something? You sure you ain't a robot?
So I heard something from Polly, who heard something from Myrna, who heard something from Carla the other day.
Oh yeah? What happened?
Carla was coming down from Sanctuary, and she usually steers clear of Concord. What with the raiders and shit. I guess she saw something down in Concord with those binoculars of hers that made her take a second look and go into town. From what I hear, the place was basically a slaughterhouse. Every last one of them raiders was dead in the street, full of holes or cut to pieces.
Damn. I mean, that's good, but wow. What could have done that?
Power armor, a minigun, and a deathclaw.
Yeah. Polly said Carla saw a dead Deathclaw there. You heard it too, huh?
You know, one of these days you're gonna have to tell me how you know so much. Oh, wait, let me guess. One of your scouts saw it.
No.
Forget it, Lily. You're sooner get a mutant hound to loosen its jaws. Anyway, Carla said some folks had moved into Sanctuary way up north by the Red Rocket after that. Said they were a real weird crew. Some guy who looked like he wanted to die. His whole hoppy bitch of a wife. And some old bat that kept feeding Quaaludes to so she'd shut up. Carla told her there was another guy up there who kept asking if she or anyone else he happened to see if they wanted to be leader of the Minutemen. Imagine the desperation.
Sounds like he's either a few fuel rods short of a reactor, or the Minutemen have ended up in some seriously bad shape, even in this world.
It is sad. The people of the Commonwealth will never truly rebuild until they take it back from their fear of the dark. When either DP or I leave the city, we have to book protection with one of the caravans. We're not fighters like you three. Vault 81 isn't terribly far away, but it might as well be on the other side of the Commonwealth for a scientist like me. I'd die without protection. All the Minutemen wanted was to organize the people to make that trip safe again.
She's right, you know. We don't want to be delivered at the hands of the BOS. I've seen it before.
One thing I learned real quick about Bob is that she's pretty much always right.
Indeed.
It's not something one wants to think about, but I haven't heard much about them in a while. Certainly not since the Quincy Massacre. If they truly did get stamped out, root and stem, we won't see anything like them in our lifetimes again. That walk to the vault will never be safe.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Bob. I agree with you. Diamond City would be filled with soup mutants if it wasn't for the Minutemen. I'm really hoping this guy was just a nutcase and isn't the last remaining one after Quincy or something. But things are pretty bad out there right now, and nobody's heard a peep. Which makes me think he's either telling the truth, or there's nobody left. And on the other side of the cap, you get people like Lily here, going around poking at raider hives, killing them wholesale and pissing them off.
Hey now, we don't take killing raiders lightly.
Oh yeah? How many of yours in just the last 2 days then? Give me a number.
Uh...
But that's exactly my point. Raiders may deserve what they get, but a desperate one that's just had his whole clan aired out is even worse.
So I don't have an issue killing murderers, rapists, and animal abusers. Sue me.
Not like I have a problem with it either. I wouldn't stop you from doing you, Lil. You wouldn't be the same.
It's not like you could stop me anyway.
There ain't a soul in the Commonwealth that could stop you, Lily.
That much is for certain.
Not even a behemoth scrotum could stop her.
God damn it! I thought we were past that.
No, I'll be holding that over your head for a good long while.
Pretty sure a behemoth scrotum isn't something I'd want hanging over my head for any length of time, Lily.
Ugh, all green, hairy, and slimy like that? The smell alone would kill most things. Did it smell bad, Lily?
Ew, fuck. I give up. I can't eat anymore. What the hell is wrong with you people, huh? You all on day tripper or something?
That's a yes if I ever heard one. Speaking of things that make us all hungry, I have to hand it to you, DP. You prepared an excellent meal tonight. This honey was a real treat. Thank you very much. But I'm full, the hour's getting late, and I've got some samples incubating, which means I've got yet more work ahead of me.
It's not every day something like this happens in the Commonwealth. It was a good reason to celebrate. You have a good night. See you tomorrow, Bob.
I've had a pleasant evening, everyone, as always. Thank you for your company tonight. Sleep well. I'll likely see most of you tomorrow.
Night, Babs. I'll check out that hole tomorrow for you.
I've got work to do as well. Good night, everyone. Thank you for the dinner. It was very good.
Of course, Sheriff. Have a good night now.
Night, Sheriff. I think I'm gonna retire too. Got at least one round trip to make to Cambridge tomorrow.
Hey, you be careful up there, Lily. A lot of raiders up Monsignor Plaza would love to get a hold of your jacket. Maybe even you personally by now.
Yeah, we kinda did make a name for ourselves this week, didn't we?
That's what I'm talking about, you two. You just ventilated a bunch of raiders for a motorcycle and something that they were making money off of. These guys ain't all dumb. Some of them make power armor out of trash. They'll know who did this. They're not the type to forgive and forget.
Jeez, yes, mother. Anyway, that's me for the night. Hey, thanks for coming out. I hope you like dinner. I'll see you around. Night, guys.
Night, Lily. Well then. Looks like that's dinner, huh? I hope you liked it. I served both the spaghetti and that honey here if you're interested in more. You'll excuse me. I got a lot of cleaning to do before I can close up for the night. You take care, my friend.
I know I could skip all that, but I like the lore, and the author did a good job tying bits of Fallout lore together, and the story they came up with, the backstory is pretty good. Works.